This is NOScast here, episode 4, and I love the smell. Do you like the smell of money, Itchy?
No. Smells
Really?
like ass.
You don't like you don't like the smell of money?
Not
Shit,
when
my
it's kept in
money's
my butt pocket all the time. It fucking sweats, bro. Sweaty money, bro.
Wait, what? Wait, you keep your wallet in your butt pocket?
Where do you keep it?
I keep it in my regular front pocket. I don't put my wallet in my back pocket.
Well, I don't hold cash, so my money smells like thin air.
It smells like thin air. Okay. Well, anyway, what I really want to talk about. How do you feel about SBMM in like a whole?
I think it's good for the babysitted little kids that don't know how to shoot.
I think we all know that.
I think it's also good for the grandmas that don't know how to shoot.
For the grandmas. This dude. Well, okay. So, I don't like SBMM. I don't like it. I hate SBMM. It makes the game not fun anymore. To me, it
Bear
makes
in
the game
mind,
not
this is
fun
for
anymore.
COD, right? COD, because like you hear SBMM,
Well-
like, oh, they're talking about Fortnite.
Well, yeah, it is about COD, but I was kind of talking about like in general. But yeah, COD particular, it sucks, especially the SPM part. It makes it not fun. It destroys the fun out of it. Where I have to sweat my dick off 8 hours a day to get clips and shit. That's not fun. I want to be able to get online for 8 hours a day, or whatever the fuck, and destroy motherfuckers.
You know what?
Now, what's wrong with that? What's
The fact
wrong
that you're not
with
getting
that?
any better.
Okay, but okay. To me, it's like if I'm not getting better, okay, cool. It's like whatever. I want to get online, destroy noobs. Like, what's wrong with that?
I think they also want to get online and destroy noobs.
Yeah, but
Who's what are you saying? Like, let me be more privileged, so they don't have to be more privileged.
I'm saying I shouldn't be punished for being good, or I shouldn't be punished for doing great at a video game.
It sounds like
In
you're
a-
punishing them.
In a casual thing. We're talking
Right.
about it's not. We're not talking about like league play or whatever the fuck. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? League play. I understand the whole SBMM aspect and the whole shit totally. I'm okay with that. I think anyone will be okay with that. Okay, because it's league
Right.
play. All right, but in casual games, okay, there should be a separation between league play and casual. You know what I'm saying? Rainbow Six Siege did that perfectly. As in, there's casual and there's league play. And I think
Right.
Overwatch, did that. I don't think Overwatch has SBMM and casual. I'm not totally sure, but I could be wrong. But I feel like the SBMM part should be a totally separate thing. A totally separate thing. Have
feel like-
casual. What?
I feel like if they took it out, you wouldn't. If they didn't say anything and they took it out, I feel like you wouldn't notice it right away. I feel like you might be like, "Oh, I'm in a good game. I'm in a good game," and then like you still get those matches where you're not in a match full of noobs. You're still gonna get those matches where you're in a balanced match.
Okay. And see, what I'm saying about that is I would be okay with that knowing that I get those games where I can destroy, and then I get those games where I have to sweat hard.
But you also
I'm
do that.
okay
You
with
also
that.
get that now. You also get games now where you destroy.
But you have to do terribly to get that, though.
Not necessarily.
Or not get online for like 2 weeks or whatever, and then get into a game where you can destroy whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? I've always seen every time I get into a game, I have to sweat my balls off to get that one kill. And then the next, it's like going against Peyton Manning or Eli Manning or Tim Tebow or whatever. It's like that was Tim
If
Tebow's
it's skill based matchmaking, that's not what's happening. You're going up against what the game thinks is your skill level.
Yeah.
Which means you should be pushed down to like a 1.0. Like if skill based matchmaking was working the way it was, like way it should be, everybody should be at a 1.0.
Which that's not the case at all. Not everybody's at a 1.0.
Yeah, because then there's still the people that just fucking like me. I don't really go for the kill death ratio. I'll win the game. I have a higher win loss ratio than my kill death ratio. But
I used to have a higher WO ratio too. It went fucking down. Like, but I don't really care about the win loss. I do care, but I don't at the same time.
And I don't really care about
my KD.
I don't really care about my KD. Like
I care
KD
about my
bother me.
KD for the most part, or whatever the fuck. I like that look like I have a good KD or whatever. But it's hard to do that when you have SBMM on top of that, where you have to sweat your balls off 8 hours a day and whatnot. That sweating your balls off 8 hours a day is not fun. I did that in Modern Warfare 2019. You know this. I did that. That was exhausting, tiring. It was not fun. I have PTSD, resentment over Modern Warfare 2019 because I did that. I played Modern Warfare 2019 with the SBM bullshit for a full year. It was exhausting, and people might seem like, oh, you're just playing a game. It's more than you're using you're like it's more than just playing a game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's more than just that. You're sweating. Your hands are sweating. You have to like, I don't know, go up to 1,000 to just get one single kill type shit. There's no chill, relaxing, put your feet up and just play.
Right.
Unless you're playing a campaign or whatever the fuck. You get what I'm saying? There's no of that. You have to literally sit here, have full hands and feet on deck, looking at the screen and no blinking for 8 hours a day.
Just to get some gameplay footage?
Just to get some gameplay footage. I don't see. This is the thing. If people want to reverse boost, I have no problem with that. I don't put people down.
I completely have a problem with reverse boosting.
Okay, and why do you have a problem with people reverse boosting?
Well, because really, if they have the skill-based matchmaking system in there, obviously to protect the lower end players and to make sure that people are in a balanced lobby. Like I said, pushing towards having a 1.0 KD, right? I would be perfectly fine if they completely took out skill-based matchmaking as well. But with it in there, people reverse boosting is literally just ruining the game for people who are worse than them. They have it in there because it's monetarily a benefit for them, so more people feel like they're good at the game.
Why does that matter to them so much? It's a video game, though.
Because it matters to them so much because they'll make more money that way.
Yeah, I get that.
They don't care that it's a video game. They care that it makes them money.
Yeah. But okay, but Activision makes $1 billion a year. Warzone plus Cold War plus COD Mobile and plus all these other fucking games that they have, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, whatever, makes them $1 billion a year.
Right. Mostly Call of Duty.
And you add it all together, it's like what, 5 billion or like what? It's some weird crazy number or some shit. They can't turn SBM off once out of the week. Once out of the week. One time. 1 week out of the month. They can't just turn it off. You know what I'm saying? See, that's harder said than done. I ain't no freaking Scump or Nate Shot or Nick Merckx or Swag or Ninja or PewDiePie that can just go up to Acme and like, hey, turn this off for like a week out of the month. Even though they wouldn't do it anyway, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not no person like that. If I was influenced, had that much power or influence like that, then maybe. But I don't have the influence like that. I wish
Right.
I did. I think anybody wish they fucking had influence like that where they can just go up to a big company talking about, hey, turn SBM off for a week out of the month. Shit, I would do that in a heartbeat. But I don't have influence like that. And plus, they're not going to just listen to one motherfucker. That just some random person out of the whole world that just wants SPM off for 1 week. But I probably it's not me either. It's gazillion amount of people that just want SPM off for once out of the week or 1 week out of the month. Just turn it off. You know what I'm saying?
What would you believe me if I said they had? Not like for a long period of time, but like let's say they did. Let's say they did turn it off, and the data that was received was that nobody noticed.
I feel like they would have noticed. I feel like I would have noticed if SBM was turned off. I feel so. I feel like I would have noticed if SBM was turned off. I
Have you
feel
had
like I would
days where
have.
you have more good games than you normally notice?
It's here and there.
Right.
I don't play multiplayer like that no more. I mostly play zombies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, doing the Adler shit and doing like, this Control Freaks video I'm trying to do is the most multiplayer I've ever done in like a long time. Ever since like Cold War came out.
Right.
Like that's like the most multiplayer I've ever done.
See,
Not
like,
not including Warzone. I don't include Warzone. I'm doing like regular multiplayer and regular Cold War multiplayer. Is the most I've ever done
right.
in one night. So I don't know. Warzone I don't have a problem with per se.
Well,
I
I'd
would
say
still
like
feel like
with 100 players, it's kind of hard to enforce that whole skill-based matchmaking thing.
yeah.
And
that's
as
true
as the
also.
game dies down, it's going to be harder and harder to enforce it too because the less players playing it. Because I feel like it has a priority between skill and ping, right?
Yeah, totally.
So with less players, there's less of a chance of being able to find a match based on skill level if you also have to worry about ping. So if the ping goes up a certain point, it's going to be like, okay, don't worry about skill level at this point.
Mhm. Yeah, I could see that.
Right.
But they
Um,
did SBM in Fortnite though, so it's I don't know. They did it in Fortnite. They have like SBM in Fortnite,
Well,
which they did
it's
that
not
with no
it's not going to
problem.
be the same algorithm. So like
Mhm.
if you go back like to what Black Ops 1 when they supposedly put the first SBMM in.
I thought it was
wa-
Black Ops 2.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it
Black
was
Ops 2. Yeah, Black Ops 2,
Black
not
Ops
Black Ops
2.
1. Yeah, when they first put it in, like it wasn't that noticeable in Black Ops 2. I mean it's changed, and I feel like it's just a weights thing, weights and balances and stuff like that. Over that's affecting it, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like I don't know. I would be happy if they removed it, but I honestly don't think if they were to sneakily remove it, I don't think the majority of people would notice.
Now, okay, now what about this? What about if they have like three things? Now hear me out on this. They have league play, they have regular casual, and then they have toned down casual where you don't know what your KD is. You don't know like it's
I
just
think,
like
I think that's
point
stupid.
point kill shoot.
I think that's stupid. It should
Now,
just be
why do you think
competitive
that's
and
stupid?
casual. Competitive and casual. That you don't need that extra. Like, what's the point? Kill shoot. Like I know if you go to like older CODs like World at War, they'd have they'd have modes that are for noobs, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you'd only be able to play those modes if you were below a certain level.
Yeah. And yeah, Black Ops 1 had something like that where you were only able to play. If you were prestige, you were only able to play with prestige people. There was like one mode where it was only prestige people.
Right.
Yeah, and then they took it out like halfway in or whatever the fuck. But yeah, like I don't know. I was watching a video and someone said this like they should make a mode where KD is not like it won't fuck up your KD. If you get a negative KD, it won't fuck up your KD. So like playing so hard.
What you talking about? Fuck up the KD for skill based matchmaking, or fuck up because like what's the KD matter if in a mode where like if there's no skill based matchmaking? Because if skill based matchmaking is based upon your KD, your win loss ratio, if it's based on all those factors, if you were to have like a mode that where none of that mattered, like you said, if skill based matchmaking, like let's say. Because I agree, if they just had skill-based matchmaking and competitive play and no skill-based matchmaking and casual, then your KD is just a number at the end of the day. It's not going to affect anything.
Yes, you're right. You are right. But you're gonna have those people that do care about their KD.
Well, fuck them.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck them.
And that's been in Call of Duty since I can remember. You had those people when KD was, a thing. You had those people that cared about their KD, even though it didn't matter.
But what we're at the question of skill based matchmaking here. I don't give a shit about your if you go into a game without skill based matchmaking, and you're like, oh right, I can go and pwn some noobs, and you go negative, fuck it, you deserve it. That you're the one that would have been benefiting from skill based matchmaking at that point. You're going to go up against people who are way better than you at that point. Skill-based matchmaking is protecting you from that person. But without the skill-based matchmaking, you go into a lobby and you'd be like, well, I wasn't playing in skill-based matchmaking. This shouldn't affect my KD, blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe the KD for competitive playing, KD for casual are two different sets of KD, right? So, like, your KD for casual, you shouldn't have a second set of casual. Like, you're just splitting up the player base for no reason. And you're putting people into an area like I don't have stats in this area, so I feel more than fine playing here. Like that's stupid.
Well, it was just an idea.
I think it's a terrible idea.
I was watching a video of a dude that was a hardcore Call of Duty player,
right.
Sweating the whole nine. Was like they should make a mode that KD is not an option. That KD doesn't matter. You don't know what your KD is. You don't know nothing. You just know your kills and your death, but it doesn't tell you your KD or whatever the fuck. Like it doesn't affect your
overall.
KD,
you're talking
nothing.
About okay.
Your overall KD or whatever.
I think that's stupid because if you're playing the game online, these stats are if you play a match and you know the match doesn't matter, you're not gonna like. I'm not saying people need to be hyper competitive. Like if you just took out skill based matchmaking, and if skill based matchmaking was as big a deal as you say it is, then just taking that out should be enough.
Yeah.
But like with that argument, it's like keep skill based matchmaking in. Let's have this mode without any stats. Let's have this mode where none of this matters. You're just gonna go in there. Like that mode is that it looks like it's there to help people feel better about themselves. But like the people who really should be benefiting from it, like a mode without stats, like why, like what the fuck? Like it doesn't make any sense.
You would just be going in and killing like it. People are most likely not gonna try that hard. You get what I'm saying? In that mode, that's what like people are not gonna try that. No matter what it is, KD, whatever, they're not gonna try that hard. So you can go in there and sweat your fucking ass off and just kill a whole bunch of people and fucking call it a day. Or you could chill and relax and do the same people as other people do, is chill and relax and have a good time and not have to worry about, am I going to get killed? Am I going to win this gunfight?
I think people who worry so much about it, they're the reasons why the game sucks.
About Kate or about
no,
SBM?
The people who not the SBM, like the people who are so worried about keeping their KD up that they're so scared that they have to come up with an idea for a new mode. They're the problem with the game.
Yeah.
Because they're
I
the
don't
ones that
know.
are sweating so hard. They're the ones getting mad about having to sweat so hard.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just like I don't like I like to have a casual thing. I don't mind sweating. You know what I'm saying? But I want some casual shit. You know what I'm saying? Where I can chill and relax and go a couple games and just put my feet up and shit and just play a couple shit and get off and have a good time. Like,
Right.
there's none of that in Call of Duty. There's no, unless you literally don't give a fuck. Like, you mentally don't give a fuck. You're just going there and just fucking around.
Well, if you really want that, like, because I don't think people a mode without stats, people aren't gonna just go easy out of nowhere. Like, I don't think everybody's going easy because they know there's gonna be no stats. I don't think people are gonna be sitting there getting shot, like getting killed. Like, well, it doesn't matter anyway. I'm gonna just because shit. I'll play these regular modes with the stats. If I'm not feeling like playing that hard, I'll sit there and be like, fuck it, I'm dying. It don't matter. I don't give a shit about my KD at the end of the day, as long as like I have a good win-loss ratio, which I typically do. Except some of the last couple of days, my win-loss ratio has gone down a little bit. But like I don't sit and worry about it so hard, because at the end of the day, me having a high KD is not going to get my dick sucked.
That's funny. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. You know, I don't know. I'm tired of SBMM. I'm tired of fucking having to sweat my balls off. You know,
Right.
I don't really care about my KD so much. It's just there's no good times playing Call of Duty no more. I don't have fun usually playing Call of Duty sometimes because there's no enjoyment having to literally sit here tense to the motherfucker, having veins come out of my ass pretty much, no blinking and just staring at the screen, looking like a zombie, like looking like I have mental issues. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
That's
I think
not fun.
I think you just need to chill.
Well, see, that's what I've been doing. That's why I play zombies most time, because I get to chill, I get to relax, I get to fucking, whatever.
Well, nobody
Even though
but yourself is stopping you from, like, you have that back out button. You can play different modes. You can.
Yeah, totally. I get what I'm.
You
I
can
get
go
what
and
you're
play
saying.
against some bots. You want a mode where KD don't matter? Go play some bots. You want a mode where you can go off and get all these kill streaks? Go play some bots.
See, but it's not like people though. Like there's no enjoyment out of killing bots.
Because you don't get that reaction. You don't.
You don't get that reaction. Hearing the kill death voice cam or when you hear someone, you kill someone, you hear their voice is a perfect reaction.
You like
It's good to
you
hear.
like having other people rage, but you don't like raging yourself. Like you're a hypocrite.
It's not that.
Yeah. What's the whole point of hearing the reaction? What's the difference really? Because like you're not really sitting there, like unless we're playing together and stuff. You're not really sitting there like trying to talk to everybody. And I hear you fucking talk shit at the end of the match. Like you're just like oh. Like all it is you like hearing people rage.
It's not like no like I'm like twisting my words up now. Like it's not like but who doesn't like hearing people rage though? I'm pretty sure you like hearing people rage. Everyone likes hearing people rage. You get what I'm saying?
You're just
But
a
it's not
hypocrite. You
about-
like dishing it out, but you won't take it.
No. Oh my god, now you twisted my words. No. It's not even dishing out or whatever the fuck. It's having to sweat 8 hours a day.
Okay, so we're back. We are back. Sorry about that. Probably was
There was
abrupt because this is gonna be edited, but
Yeah.
There is an interruption.
Yeah, there was an interruption or whatever. I had a call. So, but anyway, back to we're actually gonna
Talk about the
change gears.
grindstone. We're gonna change gears. We were in mid conversation
We were
about
mid conversation about
about
SBMM, but
skill based matchmaking.
it's matchmaking. But
Skill
we're gonna
based smash
change
making. Yeah, let's smash it. Smash the like button.
gears. Smash the like button. We're gonna switch gears and shit. So how's the stock doing today? What's the stock looking like?
The stock.
Itchy.
Like the
The
stock. The stock.
How's the stock looking today?
My stocks are looking all right today. Getting a little recovery. There was a crash the other day, you know.
There was a crash.
Yeah, there was a stock.
What type of crash? There was a stock crash?
Yeah, market crash. I had like pretty much. I have a pretty wide portfolio on there on the stock market, and they were pretty much all but what like my therapeutics company. All but a fucking therapeutics company was down for like I don't know a day at least. Like it shows, I was overall down for like a couple days, but I've been in recovery mode since 2 days ago, so. Yeah, I'm not quite back where I was, like, back on the 7th. Like, the 7th, I started seeing a fall from the 7th, but it was steep down on the 9th.
Yeah.
I don't know, everything's looking back up today. Like, it's not too bad. I don't know what much to say, because I'm not going to be telling people what to get, because, like, you know, I don't want to be liable.
Liable, you put get this, get Activision stock, get Microsoft.
Yeah, I have Activision stock. Shit, my view on skill based matchmaking might have to be because of my stock holding. No, I don't think so. Shit, I don't think it's actually because like I'm for them turning it off. I hold a share in Activision. They have it on. I'm fine with them taking it off.
Now, okay, do you think stock has something? Do you think SBMM and stock have something to do together?
I think the fact that they're not willing to take risks has everything to do with the fact that they're a publicly traded company. Like I feel like the fact that they're pushing a lot of their developers over to Call of Duty has a lot to do with the fact that Call of Duty brings them in a lot of money because of, you know, stock. Yeah, they gotta get their stock up. Like I haven't had an Activision stock for very long, but let me look. I'm scrolling there. Shit, yeah, they had a steep drop.
Yes, Activision stock goes up and down.
They've
Especially
been down
since Cold War.
for 3 months.
Really?
They're down about 8%.
God,
I mean, I'm still making. I bought them like at a lower price than that, but yeah, they're down for 3 months. So,
well, shit, bro. I don't know. I feel like this battle pass and microtransaction. Why there's so many like different type of blueprints of microtransactions stuff in the whole line is because of stock.
I think that's part of it. I think it's they see the other games doing it. It has everything to do with influence. Like they're trying to keep their image up, trying to keep up with the trends. Like that's all what the stocks are. Is like these companies see what the trends of other companies are. Like, you know, they just want to keep up. Activision, they don't have any fucking original ideas. Like their developers, great. I'm a fan of Infinity Ward. I'm a fan of Treyarch. I'm a fan of Sledgehammer. I'm a fan of these developers. I'm not a fan. Like, yeah, I hold stock in Activision Blizzard, but I'm not a fan of Activision Blizzard. I don't like what they do, but I like the game. I like the game. I like the game. You know, I don't like all these microtransactions though.
But that's
part of what's helping me make some money through them though, right? Like, Shit.
Most definitely. But at least you know what you're getting now.
Right.
Before the loot boxes and stuff, it was
Yeah, it's much
terrible.
better.
It was
I like the system now much better than the system before. It's much less gambling, and I don't know if it's because they like, oh, this system's better, or more or less than like, the law in like Europe and stuff like that.
hmm I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like I feel I feel like how scummy Activision is, how really scummy they are. I feel like they would have done both. I feel like they would have done a battle pass, and they would have done fucking loot
What
boxes.
if the laws in Europe weren't changing?
Yeah, I feel like they would have done both because they did. Even though Black Ops 4 wasn't really a battle pass, it was, but it wasn't. You
It
didn't have to
was.
buy. You got.
Black Ops 4 was complete. That was their first battle pass. Was with Black Ops 4. I think that they
But you
did
didn't
that. Black
have to
Ops 4
pay
was.
for. You didn't have to pay for the big battle pass. The small ones, I think you did, right? But you didn't have to pay for the big one, right?
Um. Oh, I don't
Because
think.
some of the battle passes you did have to pay for, like the small ones, like the 10, like rank ones or 20. Like there was like small little ones.
Yeah, I don't exactly remember with Black. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, like that. I think they did with Black Ops 1 because that was when these laws like were first being set in place. That was around the time Black Ops 1 came out, when like what the Star Wars game?
2010.
2010. 2010, not Black Ops 1. I meant to say Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4 came out because I was like Black Ops 1. Black Ops 4 came out during Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, and that's when that whole controversy was coming up, and when the law was being written in Europe,
Yeah,
like
because
the United
EA
States
fucked everything up.
fucked everything up. I think it was due time. Like I see. I'm bought into some of these companies. I don't. I'm not touching EA. Activision's a better company than EA, but they're not far behind. Um, but like, shit.
EA was the nail in the coffin. That's what EA was like, we have to. Europe was like, we have to change this. We have to do something about this.
Right.
Because if they ain't, no one's gonna do America. America don't give a fuck.
Yeah, America's like, no, that's not gambling. That's not gambling.
No, that's not gambling. Whatever.
There's no
America. If no one else, so Europe took a stand and put the nail in the coffin and said, "Hey, we're gonna change our rules." And Activision can't do nothing about that. They're gonna appeal it, of course, just like EA's trying to appeal. They're gonna appeal it.
Well,
try to make it
Activision, they slid and just stopped. They didn't even say anything. They I think they planned on having supply drops in Black Ops 4. Like, I feel like their lackluster battle pass system, which is barely put together, I feel like that's only a response for the whole thing with EA in Europe and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's purely all for that response.
Most definitely. And even though I don't know, I feel like the SBM aspect now and the battle pass and there's so much stuff that goes into this shit now. I feel like there's so much stuff that ties in together that makes it all one thing, because there's been rumors that if you have like a blueprint, they will match you with other people that don't have that blueprint, so they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're trying to get people to buy the shit. Like, it's not the same thing as the loot drop, but it's like, it's still scummy, but at the same time, it's like advertisement. They're using you as advertisement. You paid for it, or like, even if you didn't pay for it, like, well, you kind of did, because you did the whole battle pass thing. I'm not paying for that battle pass shit anymore. But you paid for that battle pass thing.
Yeah. Which,
so,
it's kind of like, it's scummy. Activision is a scummy ass company, and it's something that I've never really noticed of the whole if you buy a DLC gun or get a DLC gun or get a blueprint or whatever the fuck, that you're gonna see other people that don't have that blueprint or whatever the fuck. I've never really seen that, really,
Right. I've
or
noticed
whatever.
some guns that I did because I say I'm not paying for these battle passes. I did pay for some of the like battle passes. I did use some of them.
Yeah, I
I
did
did
too.
buy some of the skins that they sold outright too. And I noticed
Yeah.
when I use some skins that I paid for outright, I notice I get the end game thing, the play of the game more often than when I'm using a regular gun.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if
See,
it's a
I've
coincidence, but I notice I get it
I've
more
never
often that
really
way.
noticed that more as often. I would get the play of the game, but I don't get the play of game as often as you're saying.
Right.
Like I would have to do something really like tra- strategic or whatever the fuck, like really like that was a good play type shit to get the play of the game.
We've both seen people get shit plays
Yeah, most
and they still
definitely.
get play of the game. Like
Yeah,
it's not all about really the best play. Like come on, like we both
most definitely. Yeah, I've seen like people get shitty ass plays. I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know what I'm talking about. Like, you got an awesome play. Let's just
right.
you got an awesome play. Where the
Get
fuck?
clips. You
And you
get
like
like a
out.
5 piece like real quick like and
Yeah,
shit
like
like
a
that.
5 piece triple kill quad, whatever the fuck.
Right.
And you see the play, and it's not you. You be like, what the
And
fuck?
it's only like a 1 or 2 kills. Like
1 or 2 kill play. I'm like, what?
right.
I so had the play of the game type shit, but it's all about advertisement, about because they can't really do what's it called? Like player skins because you can't see the player.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So they can't really do the player skin aspect, but they can do the gun skin aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They can
Right.
do, the blueprint shit and whatnot. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it all has to do with, if you have, a Viper Gold, Zombie Viper Gold, Plague Diamond, the other Master Camo and zombies, I feel like you have a more better chance to get play of the game because they're like, oh, you can, I'm gonna play some more zombies and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Try to get you to go get those other skins and whatnot. I feel like that has a lot to do with this shit. I feel like it all comes together, or it's all like one thing. They
Right.
have the SBMM with KD ratio and whatnot, and the whole shit, but it also has we're gonna put other shit in there, as in if you have this blueprint or skin or whatever the fuck, you're gonna give with people that don't have that or have that too, but are less skill. Like I don't know. It's all
Right.
fucking weird. It's
It's
all
all about
fucking weird to me.
selling it to you. It's advertisement without advertisement. Like they got the
Yeah.
game, they're playing it, but like how do we advertise it to them? Like definitely I heard about that patent. I heard about that patent about them doing that before Black Ops came out. I heard about but that like it was all rumors, nothing like officially said through them, but people are like, "Oh, yeah, look at this patent Activision has." Like yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
but
about all that.
Activision isn't come out and say, "Hey, yeah, we have that patent. We have that patent shit." You know, they want to keep everything under the low. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These gaming companies are scummier than, or as scummier than these, Gucci, Louis, these big ass fucking companies and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're as scummier than those, or as scummy. These gaming companies and shit that make games and one that makes $1 billion making video games. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't know. It's fucking weird at the end of the day. It's all fucking weird to me. Gaming has changed over the last 10 years. You know,
Of course, it's ever changing. It's an evolving medium. It's bigger than movies, bro. It's bigger than movies.
it of course is bigger than movies, and VR is going to eventually go down that route sooner or later.
Right. I mean, VR's
Or
been growing. Like it's becoming more and more mainstream.
VR is awesome.
Dude, hell
VR
yeah.
is awesome. VR is the only game. game. VR is the only like gaming console, whatever the fuck wise, if you, that is truly chill. There's just chilling. There's competitiveness. Don't get me wrong. There's always competitiveness.
Yeah, there's.
But it's
Have you
chill.
seen VR esports? Shit,
Yeah, I've
those
watched
people
VR.
are fucking sweating
Yeah.
more than you ever see people sweating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's chilling. Don't get
Right.
me wrong. Like there's competitiveness and shit and whatnot, but there's chilling. There's no battle pass. There's none of that. It's just chill, having fun. But sooner or later, it's going to get to where VR is going to be just like consoles and PC games, where there's going to be battle passes and shit and the whole fucking nine. It's going to be just everything's going to be the same, like mobile gaming and shit. Everything's going to be the same. There's no getting around the competitiveness or SBMM or battle pass bullshit.
You want to help me develop a battle pass for a VR game?
For sure.
Let's do it. Let's make it. You want it to happen? Let's make it happen.
That would be terrible, though.
It'd be a game. We make a game for it. You're never gonna play it because like this sucks. This sucks. I'll make it. I'll make the money from it, but I'm not playing the game.
But this sucks, bro. Like, now that's the hypocrisy of like things like people. These companies know this shit sucks, but they do it because it makes them money. Because they're a company at the end. They want to make money. It's all about being a company. Making video games is not always about being genuine anymore. I'm not making video games because I love to make video games. I'm going to make video games because I want to make money.
Well, look back at the Atari and shit. Like, people weren't making games. Like, Atari was a big example. Atari is a big reason why the games market crashed in the United States. Like, people were making trash games. They were just milking it.
Yeah,
and they're
most
just
definitely
putting out trash-ass games.
Most definitely. But
it was a different market, but people were being just as disingenuous. Of course, back then, like now you look at the front of the title, like you look at the front of the box and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of what it's gonna look like. But you look at the Atari, you look at a game on the front, it's like that looks awesome. Then you look at the game, it's like, what's that fucking collection of pixels? It looks like a turd. Of course, I wasn't old enough to see that shit, but I've seen the fucking Atari. I've seen what it looks like. Shit, it lives on.
But there was more genuine in the olden time games, though. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, there was some scummy shit.
You probably look at it, but I disagree. I feel like we live in a time, we look back at it and we see the games that were from back then that were like, oh, this was a good game, but nobody's showing us you probably see some of them, but like I bet you not that there is a ton of shit games from back then that you've never even like seen. And if you were to look at it, you're like, what the fuck is this? Or you'd see a bunch of clones.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, there's a bunch of clones now. Like,
yeah,
people is trying to recreate. People is trying to be the next Call of Duty. People is trying to be the next Battlefield, Apex, Fortnite, like whatever the fuck. Like, people is trying to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, people's trying to steal other people's creations or copyright or what the fuck and make it in the world.
Well, like,
you know what I'm saying?
You're saying people trying to steal Fortnite and stuff like that. Well, didn't you see the whole battle against like PUBG and Fortnite and stuff like that? Like the verdict came out like Battle Royale can't the concept of Battle Royale can't be owned by a single company.
No, it can't be.
PUBG, like the PUBG was like, you stole our idea. PUBG wasn't even the first Battle Royale.
No, it wasn't an H1Z1.
Yeah, an H1Z1 like was a mod originally.
From what?
From Arma.
Really?
Yeah.
First Arma or second Arma?
Arma 2 and 3. There was Arma 2 mod and then Arma 3 mod, and then
I know DayZ came from Arma 2.
Oh, I might be fucking wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not I didn't. My brother played those games more than I did. I know he was like, "Oh yeah, I got this mod for this game." Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm Daisy. Yeah, it was Daisy, not H1Z1. Um,
Because I know, I've always wanted to play H1Z1, but I never like got to it and shit. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I
Well, we,
know
we, we can
Battle
play
Royale.
H1Z1 now with COVID.
H1, it's not on Xbox yet. It came out on PlayStation, them bitches, but
PlayStation
it's
bought
not
the
on X.
company,
Oh,
or
that's
like
why.
they
Fucking.
funded it. Yeah, that's a PlayStation like not exclusive, but like a first party type shit.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck PlayStation then. But, um, yeah, like Battle Royale first started what in Minecraft, right? With the Hunger Games bullshit and whatnot.
Dude, who can
Didn't
fucking know anymore? But yeah, like that was a battle royale game. The Hunger Game shit. That's battle royale.
Yeah,
And there
that's
there
what I'm
is
saying.
I'm pretty sure there was books about like battle royale and shit like that. Like other not just Hunger Games, but like um
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Like that. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the first time I saw it was a Hunger Games, and then people were like trying to redo that, but in Minecraft, when Minecraft was big and shit, and when it was in Minecraft, and then it got into eight. Then the H1Z1 came on, then PUBG and Fortnite and shit, and now
right.
Battle Royale is this big old fucking thing now. It's fucking huge and whatnot. Battle Royale, and people are trying to recreate Battle Royale genres or trying to redo Battle Royale because Battle Royale was a thing where you like PUBG where you
Right.
had to go get attachments and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, you wanna look at it. The first use of the phrase battle royale was nearly 350 years ago.
That's crazy. And it was the same. Like it was, you got a
It
people
just
and
means
they
a
all
big
try to.
fight. A big fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think they do that in WWE or like a battle royale in WWE where it's like everyone put together and it's just boom, boom, boom,
Right,
boom,
right.
boom,
It's
and they're
not
all
an
trying to.
original idea. It's not. It hasn't been an original idea for 350 years. So like,
Yeah, well, totally, but it wasn't that big until fucking Hunger Games basically put it into play. But they didn't call it BR; they called it Hunger Games.
well, there's also the book Battle Royale.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that. I didn't even know about the book Battle Royale. What the fuck is that about?
Let's see.
I
Well,
well, it's about Battle Royale, but is there a story to it? Is there like a whole like,
I don't know
more
much
than
about it.
just.
I knew it was a book. I'm looking at it right now. It's a Japanese. It was written by a Japanese author.
Uh huh.
Um, I'm gonna look at it on Wikipedia see if I can get a little synopsis.
Little synopsis.
Yeah.
A little synopsis. BR
It's a
Battle
story
Royale.
about a junior high school students who are forced to fight each other to the death in a program run by a fictional authoritarian Japanese government known as the Republic of Greater East Asia. The dystopian novel was previously entered into the 1997 Japan Horror Fiction Awards, but it eventually rejected the final round due to concerns over its depictions of students killing each other. Upon publication in 1999, the novel became a surprise bestseller, so it was pretty popular. Um, 1 year after the publication, it was adapted into manga and in
Hmm.
a feature film. So there was a movie about it in like 2000. It was pretty popular. Um, it was both
That's
controversial and successful.
that's interesting that Japanese or Asian people started it.
It was
Or
Japanese. It was Japanese. It was
Japanese.
definitely they're Asian, but it was definitely Japanese. You were right the first time.
That's interesting to me that Japanese like made a book about it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It seems like Japanese always start something and then everyone else follows forward with it. American, Europe, Australia, whatever the fuck.
Right.
Like same shit with anime. America's trying to do anime also, but they're not calling it anime. People call anime came from Japan.
Right,
So
which
everything that comes
anime
out of
is
Japan
Japanese for
Japanese.
cartoon.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
So
saying.
like America makes cartoon like yeah, these words are from Japan, and yes, the style. America's trying to make that style a cartoon, but like really, cartoon anime. If you ask me, they're the same fucking thing. Like I know that's not a
Yeah.
popular opinion upon people who are fans of anime, but like shit, you look at the translation. It's the same thing. It's just a if you say anime, it's Japanese. You can't if you're trying to make that separation, you can't say America's making anime because anime specifically means it's from Japan.
So then, like, America and Europe and Australia, they gotta say cartoons.
Yeah, if it's made in America, if it's not made in Japan, it's not anime. It's
Hmm.
cartoon. Unless you're not speaking English, because cartoon's English. So like, I don't know what cartoon is in Spanish or like French or anything like that. But if it's from that area, that's what it is. It's animation. If it's animation for whatever they say animation is in their language. Anime is specifically cartoons made in Japan.
Hmm. Interesting. Because I know, like, remember Avatar. You remember Avatar, right?
Yeah, the Last
Not the
Airbender. Yeah.
not yeah, the Last Airbender. People say like that's sort of basically like anime or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it runs with an anime style, but so does Samurai Jack. Like Samurai Jack's not an anime, but it has kind of an anime style. Like
Hmm. I want to call SpongeBob anime.
yeah, but if you were to be like go to Japan, like they might say, "Oh, that's cartoon," or they might say that's American anime.
Hmm.
Like cuz anime is just Japanese for cartoon.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Like anime has that style of cartoon that you
Yeah,
don't
it's a
see
it's a it's a
American.
style, but that's a style that's popularized by Japan. Like I'm
Well,
not
that's what I'm
saying
saying.
I'm saying that like your specialization is like, oh, if it's anime, it has to look like this, which like it's true. The majority of anime have that style, but not all anime have that style either. Like it's a common art style because like if you look at American cartoons, like not just like our cartoons like motion cartoons, but like the comics and
Hmm.
stuff like that, which in Japan would be called manga. Um, there we have these common tropes like the way faces are drawn. If you look at how an American cartoonist draws a face and a Japanese cartoonist draws a face, there's going to be distinct different features. But the American artist, like you might not think about it this way, but there's a lot more detail done on facial features. Whereas if you look at a
Hmm.
Japanese cartoon, like as in like a comic manga, there it's more simple details. But like you might look at it, it's like, oh, that looks like distinctly Japanese. That looks distinctly manga. That looks distinctly anime. Well, they have a lot more simplified features that they use, um, and it makes it look way different. And the eyes
Hmm.
are usually way bigger and stuff like that. But with American like cartooning, like comics, like superhero comics, like is
Yeah.
a good example. Like you look at the face, like in the American comic, like you can distinctly see the muscles. You can see, like the eyes. They're trying to make them realistic. Anime, they don't make the eyes realistic. They don't.
Yeah, most definitely they don't. That's the whole point of anime. I don't know, like
It's really simplified features. They want to exaggerate the emotion shown and stuff like that.
yeah, which
Um,
makes anime the way it is today.
right. Like following the styles, like the typical styles, like yeah, it could be like I guess you can use that word like oh anime and stuff like that, but like if you look at the language, like it really just means cartoon.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Like it basically means cartoon and shit, but people in Japan or people in general in America or whatever try to make anime different from cartoon.
Yeah, and I
They
think they're I mean
they
they can have that idea all they want. Like I'm not saying they're completely wrong, but I personally think they're misguided in making that separation. Like, yeah, it's a cultural thing, and there's a cultural difference between how we make cartoons over there and how they make cartoons over there. But like, really, like, if like most of these people, they like, yeah, I don't know, like I personally would say, like, because I'm not gonna be saying like these American cartoons, I'm not gonna be calling them anime left and right, because they're not Japanese, and anime is a Japanese word. But like, if you were to talk to a Japanese person that doesn't know much English, you could be like, oh yeah, American anime,
Mm-hmm.
or like oh yeah, anime in English is cartoon, like.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying you want to basically combine anime and cartoon to make it one thing and not have that separation.
That's not exactly what I'm saying at all, but I'm saying,
Okay.
like, the word itself, like having to make that argument that, like, that it is different, like having that style and stuff like that. Like, the style is one thing, but like, I will go around just to make my friends that I know are like huge anime fans and stuff. I will go around and be like, oh yeah, did you watch that new what, like, I don't know, name an anime, like, shit, like, have you watched
I'm
that new Bobo cartoon or some shit like that, or that
Bobo
new
cartoon.
or that new Naruto cart, like, I'll say shit like that. Or like, have you read
Mhm.
that fucking comic, like, that's obviously like a manga, like a Japanese manga? Like, I'll say shit like that because it's like oh yeah, like, I know they don't know Japanese, I know at all, like, so I'll say these words like that, and they'll be like, what, blah blah blah, and I'm just sitting there laughing because it's like, that's what it is. Like, if you were to
Because
translate, if you were to translate it.
yeah, but that's because they people are trying to they're trying to separate cartoon with anime.
It's all it is a cultural difference. All it is where it was
Yeah,
made. Where it was
yeah,
made.
yeah, and people take really offensive to that in the anime and cartoon esque shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They want to keep it a separation, which it's whatever at the end of the day. I'm not like a huge like, oh my god, I gotta watch anime. Like Dragon Ball Z was cool. Naruto
Right.
was cool. Yu-Gi-Oh was cool. Pokemon was cool. Like, like all that shit was all cool and daddy. I'll watch it. Like, I wouldn't see like, oh, I don't want to watch. Like, I'll watch it, but I wouldn't go on my way to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it's
Right.
on TV, like, okay, shit, I'll watch it, whatever. But it's like, I won't go on my way to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I like it. I don't watch it as much as I used to. Um but yeah,
Like,
I watched a lot of anime. I've read manga. I have a bookshelf full of manga. Like, not
my
full
big
but like I
sister
have like
love
12.
my sisters love anime. They're fucking like anime. Like, my big sister had books of anime. Like,
Books.
books.
Are
Like,
you talking
a
about
lot.
like the comics, the manga?
Like, yeah, manga, whatever. Books of fucking animes and shit. Hell of these motherfuckers and shit. It was fucking crazy. Like, my sister was in love with like Yu-Gi-Oh, Naruto, Pokemon,
Right.
all that anime shit and whatnot. Digimon and that other shit she wasn't like too fans of, like Pokemon and all that. She was big fans. Like, she was like fucking like, she was one of those girls like, oh my god, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was one of those type shit.
Right, right.
Now she's not like that no more, but like, she was. But she's still like, I don't know if she's huge on anime anymore because, since she had her child and whatnot, she had to venture out into Disney, other cartoons, and other
Right.
shit. But my little sister loves anime. She was in love. I wasn't so in love with anime, but I went to this thing called Fanime. I don't
Yeah.
know if you know what that is. It's this thing in San Jose, which is what, like an hour and a half drive from here, whatever. Fuck. And it was all anime, and you see people in costumes, and it wasn't just any. It was like you would see people in Star Wars costumes, Halo,
Yeah, yeah.
you name it. It wasn't just anime. It was all welcome to other shit. It wasn't just anime though, but there was anime shit there because it was fanime.
Right.
But it was all different type of costume and stuff. It was kind of like going to um what's the shit in San Diego, whatever the fuck, the big old convention,
Comic-Con?
Comic Con. It was kind of like Comic Con or whatever the fuck, but it was anime style.
Right.
It one night. So, but like it's not like I didn't have a good time. Like I had a fucking blast going there. Shit was hella cool and shit and whatnot. But I wasn't gonna sit here and be fucking like a little. Oh my god! Oh my god! No.
Right.
I was just like, oh, that's cool. That's cool and shit and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Whatever. I had a good time. It was fun. Whatever. I would go back if I could go to Fanime. I would go back to Fanime and shit and whatnot.
Oh, shit.
But I ain't gonna do no. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Like no. So, I don't know. Like, it was whatever.
Well, if I
Anime
was
is-
to recommend any manga right now, it would be probably anything from Junji Ito, like Uzumaki, the Uzumaki series. Like he doesn't really make very long series and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
Uzumaki's pretty interesting. Or like I don't know, he has quite a few like Gyo or some shit like that. Like he
Yeah.
does horror. Like I'm pretty sure you'd be interested in that. Like there's some live action movies. I think
Mhm.
there's anime shit like coming out now too from him. Like, but I know like when I've seen some shit from like a couple years back, like I hadn't seen much anime, but I've seen like
Mhm.
live action shit. But like the CGI is so cheesy. So like
Yeah, that's Japanese for you. I don't know. Like, my whole thing is I want to sit back and relax and watch it. I don't want to sit, having my face like all up against the TV, reading what the fuck they're saying, having to pause every fucking second.
right.
And people enjoy that. I'm saying like people literally enjoy watching anime, sitting there, pausing every like second to see what they're saying.
Or they just learn the language and
Or they just, or yeah, they just learn the language or whatever the fuck. But
uh,
some people can like, read hella fast so they don't like have to pause and shit.
right.
But
Well, I know when I was taking classes for Japanese and stuff, like one way my teacher was telling us to learn it would be to actually watch anime in Japanese and
mhm.
like not sit there like trying to read the whole thing in English, like but actually like you might end up taking an episode might take you a fucking week to watch, right?
Mhm.
Because like you got to sit there and be like try to actually understand what they're saying. And like yeah, the subtitles is part of that. But like some people like they sit and actually try to learn the language and stuff. And they'll try to figure out what they're saying like cuz right now I'm not a fluent at Japanese. I can pick some things up. Like I'll be like, "Oh, okay, like I can kind of understand what they're saying like with certain like phrases and stuff
Words,
like that."
phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not a fluent like linguist in the Japanese language like by any means, but like I've learned quite a bit. I have a few manga that's completely in Japanese. Like I got one. It's
I can't fucking read Japanese to save my life.
was it
My s-
Yobuto or
Yoboto, I don't
It's
what the fuck does that mean?
Yobato
My my
Yotsubato?
my big sister learned Japanese. She took Japanese all 4 years in high school.
Yeah, I didn't take
So
it 4 years. I took it 3 years. And then I plan when I go back to school. I plan on for my language in college. I plan on using Japanese because
I didn't learn any language.
you didn't.
I did nah. People like
I thought
didn't
you
learn
took
any
Spanish.
No, I didn't take no fucking Spanish. I didn't take nothing. I did art. I did art because like art. I feel like art is a lot easier to learn than
Yeah.
than a language. To me, it could be for different people, but to me, I feel like learning art. Well, depending on the art, because I did take this one art class. It was history art, but it was art, but it was like a history art class, where but you still like learned how to do art, which was so fucking boring.
Right.
because you had to learn the backstory of uh Da Vinci, or like who are these Michelangelo and Da Vinci and like
Right.
all these fucking people. It was basically like a history class or whatever.
I know in one of my,
It,
well,
it
actually,
was
pretty much all of my
so
Japanese courses I
boring.
take in, there was some section of each of them where we talked about history of Japan and stuff like that, which is really interesting. The shrines and stuff, pretty cool. Um, like the Shinto religion is pretty like it's weird. Like I find it like I know like even like Christianity and stuff like that. There's some sexism and stuff like that, but like the Shinto
Hmm.
religion has some like sexist undertones, pretty similar to some like
Well,
some
I feel like
factions of Muslim and
I feel like all religions is just terrible. I I that's probably very harsh to say, and I don't know, but like I'm Catholic, and Catholic and Christianity are basically almost the same, just a little different or whatever the fuck.
yeah Catholic you
I
follows
I
Jesus,
don't
but like you also have you follow
yeah
Mary and all that.
yeah most definitely. I don't follow, like I don't practice Catholic anymore. You know
Catholicism.
what I'm saying? Catholicism, whatever. I don't
Right.
practice any religion. I believe what I want to believe
Right.
because religion is exhausting because you have rules that you have to follow. It's not, American rules. It's Catholic rules or whatever the fuck that you
Right.
have to follow. That you can't do this. You can't eat meat on Fridays, or like you can't do certain shit, which is exhausting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's exhausting to have rules that you have to obey or whatever the fuck. You know, laws and rule. Would you put laws and rules in the same category?
Not necessarily. Like you can't. Laws are rules, but not all rules are laws. It's like the same thing with a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square.
Okay, so that's what I'm like getting at. I like laws is different to me because you have to obey laws. Rules you can break.
Right.
You can break rules. If you break the law, you're going to jail. There's no coming back from that. If you break rules, you're most likely not gonna go to jail. You get what I'm saying? So I don't practice Catholic. I don't. I know Christianity. I know Muslim. I know Jewish and the whole shit. I don't support all that. I don't support, where is it where you don't celebrate nothing? You don't celebrate your birthday. You don't celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Halloween. Like, there's that one religion. I forget what it's called. That sounds very like, what's it called? Um, boring. That you can't celebrate nothing. I don't know if you know what that's called. Itchy. Itchy.
Oh shit! Yeah, I had myself muted. I had neighbors that followed that religion. I don't exactly remember what it was called. Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness. That was like, I feel like Jehovah's Witness is so exhausting.
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
know.
Jehovah's
When
Witness
I
is
was
so
when I was a
boring.
kid, I had a neighbor that his family followed like there's Jehovah's Witness, and he liked to skateboard, but his dad was like really like against him skateboarding and stuff like that. And
Why?
I have no clue. Like he was really against it, and like I don't know. He thought he liked to skateboard too much or something like that. Like he put too much time into skateboarding, put too much in like like was let I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it's about. But like they don't celebrate birthdays. They don't celebrate holidays. Like they're kind of like I'm pretty sure Jehovah's Witness is like similar to Christian. Like I think that's like a branch of Christianity. Um, but I'm not
But
exactly certain.
Christianity celebrates Christmas
Not like well, Christianity. You don't have to celebrate Christmas to be a Christian because like there's more than one Christian. Like there's
Mhm.
like church like
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know any of this. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
yeah, there's not just
It's
one Christianity. There's they
yeah.
all the, like there's so many different rules. Like you said, there's different forms of Christianity. Like if you look at like the king of Britain at one point in time was like, well, I don't like the fact that I can't divorce my wife, so I'm gonna make a whole new version of Christianity to where I can divorce my wife.
See, like that's like. See, now that's what I'm saying. Religion is bullshit to me, and probably to a lot of people. Religion is bullshit.
Right.
Now, you may think that also. You may not, whatever. But that's just, that's just my opinion. That it's an opinion. It's not a
See,
fact.
I'm not religious myself. I have family that is like I've gone to church and stuff
I
like
have
that.
family that is.
I've gone to
Also,
different kinds
I
of
mean,
churches. I've gone to a Catholic church. I've gone well, like was it Catholic? Like yeah, I had a friend that was Catholic. My aunt and uncle are definitely not Catholic, but I mean like, are they? I don't know. They went to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a Catholic school, so
I never been to a Jewish church. I don't think I've ever been to a Christian church. I've been to mostly, I think, Catholic, I believe. I don't think I've ever been to anything else besides Catholic or whatnot. I've driven past Christian churches and shit and whatnot, but I've never you know, been into Christian churches and shit and whatnot. I don't know. Church is boring also. Like church is like boring as shit to me. And when I was a little kid, I would rather go to church than go to Disneyland.
well, Catholic. If you look at it, Catholic is a branch of Christianity. So Catholic is Christian, but like not all Christians believe
Yeah,
Catholic is Christian.
yeah, yeah,
Because you believe in Jesus, and like all it takes for you to be like for a church to be considered Christian is to believe in Jesus.
yeah. Most definitely. But like when I was a little kid, like 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, that ages or whatever. Even I think older than that.